So welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about a little bit tech news. I'm going to do something a little bit different than just the regular posting of videos and shorts. Metro by T-Mobile. Now, I know I talk about this company all the time. I did quite a few reviews on the channel, some good, some bad. It is what it is. And I wanted to talk to you about how their plans are actually changing for the future. Actually, they've already changed, but some people may not be aware of this because you might be grandfathered in for that first year having Amazon Prime. And, once that year is up, you're not going to have it anymore. The features that you signed up for originally have dramatically changed in some areas in some people's lives. Some will care, some won't. And I'm here to talk to you about that. So with that being said, I'm going to cue the intro and we're going to talk about it. So let me just say in advance, I do apologize for my voice because normally I have my strong, stern voice, but I was laughing and yelling the other day, so now my voice is gone. But anyway, if you remember before, Metro had some plans where we're about to scroll in a second, but I'll start with this one. Actually, no, I'm going to start with the highest plan first so I could kind of put this in perspective of where we're going with this. So if you're unaware, they do have a federal program that if you have food stamps or some type of, I believe it's medical, I could be wrong about that, but you might be eligible for a cheaper unlimited plan in general. That's for people that have low income and low income housing or, just some type of low income program. Definitely check that out. Everyone deserves to have a cell phone. In this day and age where house phones aren't as prevalent, cell phones are more the biggest thing. So just make sure that you always have a way to communicate, especially with jobs and different things like that. Anyway, I'm not your dad. I'm not here to explain it to you. So right here, we have the $60 plan. Now, if you remember, that plan used to come with Amazon Prime, Google One, and some other features. Now, it still has the Google One, of course, but Amazon, I'm assuming that they don't have the contract anymore, where Amazon Prime is no longer involved with Metro by T-Mobile. Now, before you guys say something like, I still have it, I'm not talking about you guys that are grandfathered in. I'm referring to the people, they actually knocked it away. I'm referring to the people that are new customers. So what your plan now comes with is you still have all the features, Scam Shield, T-Mobile Tuesday, things like that. It looks like they have the VIX 1 year on us. I don't know anything about that subscription personally. I know that I never bother subscribing to it. And when you go into the store, normally they don't actually send you links of these certain things. 9 times out of 10, you're going to probably have to go into your own plan settings in your application or call customer service to make sure they send you the activation links. So be aware of that. It still has 100 gigabytes of Google One. I personally pay for that because I'm no longer with Metro. So I pay for that separately. Instead of Amazon Prime, right here, it comes with 20 gigs of hotspot data. So again, personally, I think the Amazon Prime is much more impressive. The whole reason it comes with 20 gigs is my guess they're not trying to max it out at 40, which I believe T-Mobile gives you 40 gigs of hotspot data with that particular plan. And, they're still trying to keep everything a little bit lower, a little bit slower in terms of internet speed so that you'll go to T-Mobile, the parent company, rather than Metro by T-Mobile. But on the flip side of this, they also changed the plans. Remember, you used to be able to get 4 lines for $120. So 1 started off at 60, before 2 started off at 90, 3 started off at 120, and then the 4th line was absolutely free. They took that away now. That does not exist anymore. So if you already have 4 for 120, you're grandfathered in, you're fine. You're not going to want to change that plan. And make sure also, I have to be perfectly clear about this. If you go into a Metro store and you upgrade a line and they tell you, oh, no, it's not compatible with the old plan, leave that store immediately and go to a corporate store because 9 times out of 10, they're probably lying to you because normally when you switch devices, it does not affect the plan. This isn't like you get an iPhone and then magically your plan's incompatible. No. The features are still there. They do that because for their MRC. And again, I'm not trying to spill people's secrets and mess up their money, but I don't like when companies scam their potential customers. So with that being said, yes, I've added lines on the account and I'm sure people are aware that I do that. But, I do reviews. I hold on to the phones. I give it to family. Any phone that I review, I always give to family. I switch the names over because it's prepaid, and they are financially liable for that after that. So anyway, the 4 lines are now $150. So instead of $120 and then getting that 4th line free, it is now $150 for 4 lines. Keep in mind, if you're a T-Mobile customer and you're not grandfathered in, their plans are also 2 for $150 on the highest plan. So, when you put it in retrospect, even though it's the 4th line isn't $120 anymore, be aware that it's still cheaper than a lot of other company plans. So let's go down to the $50 plan. Now, the difference between the 50 normally was that this one didn't include Amazon Prime originally, which it still doesn't, and it has 5 gigs of hotspot data. That hasn't changed. So the $50 for the most part is exactly the same. Now, what I will say is if there are some subtle changes, I don't work for the company. I can only tell you my experiences and my research and the plans that I currently have and what I'm comparing. Obviously, a legitimate Metro by T-Mobile customer at this point can pinpoint exactly what their plan has, what they add, what they took away, internet speeds, things like that. This one used to be, this one is actually correct. 2 lines for $80. 3rd line is $30 additional, $110. And then the 4th line was, in fact, $140. So the incentive originally was to put you on the $60 plan. So when you have multiple people, you'll get 4 lines for $120. But as you can see, that no longer exists. That 4th line is no longer free. Now, what I will say is during holiday times and things like that, they might bring it back. Because during the holiday season, they had quite a few phones that were zeroed down, like the Moto G Stylus 2022. It's not that way anymore. I think it's up back to $69 new activation with a new number or something like that. So you always have to look out for sales. I'm a salesperson. I never pay regular price for anything. I don't think I should, especially with certain products are, a little iffy, software issues, things like that. I understand blood, sweat, and tear comes into building these phones, but if you build junk, I'm not paying regular price. But anyway, with that particular line, the plans, like I said, are similar now. So for new customers, you'll come into this thinking, all right, if I need more hotspot, you're getting 15 gigs more hotspot on the $60 plan if you have this rather than the 50. What I will also say about that is nobody shares data. So each person would all separately have 5 gigs of hotspot on all their devices. And on a $20 plan, each person would have $20 gigabytes on their plan. So I don't know if you guys just heard that noise. I had an animal near me, so hopefully you didn't. Anywho, last plan. Now, this is the one that I think a lot of people are going to like. The problem with this plan is that it depends on where you are to actually get it. It's a $40 unlimited plan. It comes with the bare bones basics, T-Mobile Tuesdays. It doesn't have the yearly, the 100 gigs of subscription of Google One. But what I will say is that you can literally add that for $1.99 or something on the plan, and then you just have a $2 extra fee, so your bill becomes $42. Not that big of a deal. That's why I say when it comes to the Google One thing and they add it into the plan, it's just a throw-in. When you really sit down and factor in how much it costs for that, it's not that big of a deal. So for this one, though, 2 lines are $80, 3 lines are $90, 4 lines are $100. Now, you may ask yourself, well, it says right here, when you switch in store only. That normally is true. So if you have a new line, you're switching from AT&T or another carrier. I'm not sure if T-Mobile will give this to you because they are both on the T-Mobile brand. They might. They won't give you the discount, the full discount on the phone, porting discount. But I do think that they'll probably honor this one. I could be wrong about that, but I would just call the store to be safe and verify before you just run out there with a stack of money to switch. What I've noticed is that I used to be on this plan, 3 for $90. It was me, my wife, my grandmother. I was paying for all our plans. And what ended up happening was I called customer service. It said you offer a plan online. And is it possible, because I'm a Metro customer currently, we don't use all these features, can you put me on this plan? Which they talked to the supervisor or whatever they did to get approval, took a few minutes, and they said yes. So it doesn't mean that you're going to get it 100% of the time, but if this plan is good for you and you don't use the Google One or you don't mind adding Google One to your plan, remember, Google One can in fact be added if you just add it inside the actual features of your phone. So you don't have to pay for it separate on a different debit card at a different time. It'll all come out on the same monthly bill. In addition to that, customer service, like I said, they changed my plan for me, free of charge, no issues whatsoever. They prorated everything, and my bill instantly dropped down to 3 for $90 instead of the 3 for $120, which I originally had when I had the $60 plan with Amazon Prime. I have a discount Amazon. That's why I didn't really need it. So I just wanted to kind of just show you guys that Metro is a decent company. So let me just add a couple things in there for you guys that are still a little skeptical. The reason why people go to contract carriers is, one, trust. They don't know anything about prepaid carriers typically. And, people are stuck in their ways. So for me, I look for the best deals. They have 24-hour customer service. At one point it wasn't, but I believe they went back to that. If you change your plan immediately, you don't owe it immediately. It goes into your bill prorated, especially if you change the plan itself. Most monthly carriers like T-Mobile, and I'm going to put them out there for this one, if you change your plan to a lower plan, they charge you twice, the current plan and the next plan, which is a horrible, disgusting practice that's anti-consumer, but that's what they do. That's why they prorate it for the next month. What they tried to do that to me, and I had to call customer service because I had a $480-something bill. I said, no, we're not doing that. But with Metro, what happens is they prorate the difference immediately. So let's say you're on a $160 to $40 plan, one line, and you went to 50 or the 60, that $10 or $20 difference will go into your next month bill. You'll see it immediately, but it won't be due until you actually are ready to pay your bill on the due date itself. So they're a lot more flexible. They also have plans that allows you to pay monthly for phones. Now, personally, this is what I always say to people. If you have Verizon or T-Mobile and you've been paying hundreds of dollars for one line, it's easier to just save money, put that $60, $70 to the side. I know most people won't do this. And just after a certain amount of months, just buy your phone straight out. It's cheaper that way. It makes more sense. Your cell phone bill will be cheaper if you have to have the newest phone in less than a year's time compared to what you used to pay for T-Mobile. Remember, if I have iPhone 14 Plus, the phone is $8.99. Do the math. If you're on a $40 plan and you originally were with T-Mobile, you're looking at probably $70, $80 for your plan alone, $35 or $29-something dollars for the monthly fee, taxes. Then you got to look at $19 for insurance, assuming you don't go through Apple. Once you add up all them fees, you're well over $120, $130. So if you save the difference, it's about $70 or so, $80 every month that accumulates, which will allow you to walk into a store and just buy your phone straight out and have the insurance. You could buy one unlocked. It's just a better way of saving your money and spending less on the bill itself. But to each their own. You're grown. Don't let me tell you how to do things. But anyway, that is the update for the Metro plans. If there are anything else that comes out, I do plan on reviewing some of the new phones that come out for Metro. Like I think it's the A14 was recently dropped. Not a high-end phone. I wouldn't even call it mid-tier, more closer to low-end, but still going to review it for you guys that are looking for an upgraded device that may not have upgraded after a couple years. So until then, be safe. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Let me know if you like the news section of this channel, and we'll see where it goes. Till then, take care.